When I tell men in conversation what it's like to be in a relationship with me, they mistake my rundown for being attention needy. No, that's not it at all. If I'm going to align with someone, then they must be a person who can focus on our goals, not a heart bleeder or a person with a savior complex or a pushover who is easily distracted like that dog on the Disney Pixar movie Up. Squirrel. You have to have seen the movie to get the reference. I call that environmental attention deficit disorder. When you know what the mission is, but you decide to go off course for reasons not valid enough to be considered to be a part of the construction of the legacy, the empire. All because you're not in front of the partner to help guide you along the way. What you saw in the previous post is personally all I want. And this is pretty much just a vent, a dip into my mind, you hearing my voice actually say the things that you see me type sometimes on my stories. This is like a personal vent about a personal pet peeve that I have as it relates to people, priorities, purpose, and problems. I just said it off the top of my head. That's not like something that I live by, but it is something that now that I've said it out loud, that's what this is about. A man who is too busy building with me to let what is in line with our mutual goals interfere, that's the man for me. A teammate, a partner who keeps the lines of communication open consistently. Let the white noise of other people handle their legacy and life on their time and their terms. If they haven't gotten the hang of life by 30 plus, then trust and double understand that it is not your responsibility to hold their hand along the way. On everything I love, I promise Google and God won't let them down. They don't need you to save them from their everyday struggles and the growing pains of life. I was just talking to a man yesterday who was explaining this to me. Oh, well, my female friends just be needing somebody to talk to, someone to vent to. Okay. Let me tell you something. I just looked at him with the "are you fucking serious" face for a few seconds. Then have them call their fucking female friends. They've got them there, and that's what they can utilize them for. This person is going through a problematic breakup for reasons that are more than related to their opposite sex friend friendships. But this is the dumb man shit that causes way too many issues when there doesn't need to be one. And I probably shouldn't say dumb man shit because this is kind of like just dumb human shit. If you have someone that is significant in your life, that person is your focus. Everyone's problems and distresses when you are in a relationship, building a relationship, or getting close to the place of being in a relationship, their shit is not your shit. It just really isn't. When that person gets themselves a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, then they can have that opposite sex energy and security for their problems that they're in such desperate need of. And let me speak to women specifically, because I always kind of give men a hard time because men are frustrating. But women, I need you to apply these same things I'm saying to you. Really. If you're the woman who is the good listener, the person that your male friends come to for that female energy and perspective, okay? I need you to have enough respect for your relationship to not take attention from your man to focus on their problems and to take those problems with you off of the phone and be trying to figure out their problem for them. Let them get a girlfriend and a wife to handle that for them, okay? Or a single female friend. And women, if you're the person who likes for someone to listen to your damsel in distress stories, okay, I need you to also apply respect. Do not go to your male friends who are in a relationship, building a relationship, on their way into a relationship, and decide just because you've known them longer, or even if you haven't known them longer, that you feel like your problem is something that he needs to listen to. He has a woman who needs his attention, undivided from the issues of your life. Say it with me now. Google and God got them for all those people who need to listen to people's problems all the time. I have these convos with my friends all the time. Some are married, some in relationships, some single. All dumb as fuck when it comes to navigating friendships of the opposite sex. Especially when the goal is to have someone in their life long term. You're busy navigating opposite sex friendships when that is the white noise, when that is the distraction to the overall goal and purpose of what you're building with someone. Past the age of 29, personally, I'm not listening to no grown-ass person tell me shit for too long where it looks like they want me to be an enabler or to interrupt my day past anything that is needed to maintain the friendship. That sounded harsh, right? But grow some cojones. Everyone loves their opposite sex friends so much, but you fail to realize that constantly being their go-to is stunting their growth to find the opposite energy meant for them. You are stifling them and removing the motivation to seek out someone that they can build with. You are allowing them to siphon fuel from your legacy when you should be directing them on a path to focus on how to find someone they can fuel their own legacy with. This is what shouldn't be happening. Oh, okay, yes, let's spend countless moments updating each other on life this week. No. My boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wife isn't around. We could just sit back and shoot the shit. Let me tell you something. In relationships, on the way to relationships, halfway there relationships, update combos with other people in general, they don't really need to be a everyday, every week thing. Okay? They just don't. And I know you're probably saying, well, damn, Max, how the hell do you have friends? I have friends who understand that at this point, since nobody is in high school and college, we don't need to do we're going to stay on phone all day, let's call people on three-way shit. You remember that in school? When you just used to finish your homework, be on the phone all fucking day, just, this is what happened in class. Did you hear what? No, grow the fuck up. That is not, at this point in life, that's not how life needs to be. Find times to connect with people. I'm not saying don't connect with people, but don't let it interrupt what you're focusing on. And set aside specific time. And if people can't get in contact with you during that specific time, that window of time, then they're shit out of luck. They need to call another fucking friend. That's just, as you can see, I'm passionate about this because I hear so many people talk to me about how they can't hit their goals. They're not doing this and that. But are you taking the time to prioritize your actual goals? I mean, you have this great list of things you want to do, these aspirations, this imagination, these great ideas. But then one phone call and now you're not doing nothing that you had on your list for the day. You understand? Or you are, but you're half-assing it, or you're rushing through it because that person took so much time out of your day. You gotta prioritize in 2022. Or you're gonna really find yourself in a situation where you're not gonna be hitting your goals. And after a pandemic and trying to build yourself after a pandemic, that's not what you want for yourself. That's not what you want. So again, update combos don't need to be a regular thing when you're building with someone else. And really, to be honest with you, even when you're building with just yourself. But that's the statement for people who are about longevity. And especially when you have someone in your life, that's the statement for people about their bond longevity. I listen to people tell me about their failed relationships, and most of the time, they get the dumb look on their face when I point this part of the story out to them. Because this inability, and I'm talking back again about relationships, this inability to let people know, specifically in this case, friends know, hey, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. This is the information that I know that might be able to help you. Have a blessed day. I'll pray for you. Doesn't take 20, 30, 45 minutes, an hour to have that conversation. Usually within the first 5, maybe 10 minutes, someone has already told you everything you need to know about the story. After that, you're just replaying it again and saying it over again in different ways with different sentences, with different punctuations and different curse words. You understand? But I don't spend a lot of time unpacking, and that's the part that I'm talking about. I don't spend a lot of time unpacking their story with them. I wrap that combo up real quick and let them know I've seen that and I've lived that and I understand where you're coming from in most cases, but let me go ahead and get back to what I had to do for the day. I'm going to keep you lifted up in prayer. Being overly indulgent in friendships can be the single thread that unravels what could have been great. And I'm talking again about relationships. I know I can be all over the place, but if you know me in real life, you know that's how I do. So just ride along with me. At some point, Martians, you have to prioritize your goals. And when you're with someone else, your mutual goals are the priority. Over listening to people just yammer on about this and that and the other, just because you're a good listener with great advice. Just like I tell my design clients, it took me years of experience to get where I am today. I'm not going to show you in 5 minutes things it took me 5 times 5 years to learn. If I didn't get the Cliff's Notes, you're not getting them. If you want to know how to educate yourself as I did, I'm going to give you the tools via a few links and a few scriptures if you're religious, and scoot you on your way. Don't keep hitting me up, sending out the bat signal when you can't find your way on your own. If I'm with somebody, let me help you understand. Me and the man for me, gonna wish you well, but we're gonna wish you on your way. Listen, when it comes to building, I've learned that you have to find the right people to build with and have balance about those external forces that want to leech and vent all your time, all the time. That shit is draining, and people need to learn to find other sources to pick up their pieces. I personally, going back to what I want in life, because this again is a vent, I've been on earth too long for guesswork. I'm popular on Instagram. And questions that at this point should have unshakable roots and answers. That's what I'm about. I'm going to get back on main topic, okay? Also, that IG message kind of threw me off for a second. But anyway, getting back to the main topic, that is why my man has to be consistent with that laser legacy focus. Consistency is the first building block to a solid foundation, and focus is what keeps consistency in place. I pay attention to opportunity. Letting the right person and right opportunities miss me because somebody wants to tell me about problems is not a part of the divine plan for my life anymore, period. So listening to people's struggles, doesn't matter if they're male or female for me, really not on my 2022 agenda. I started doing this like a month ago. I listen for about 5 to 10 minutes, as I mentioned before. At the same time, I Google links, I text them to the person at the end of the call, and before I go, I let them know I'm going to add them to my prayer list. And I hit them with the deuces. That's not insensitive. That's goal-driven. Stop having low-level savior complexes. God can do way more for a person than you could ever do, spending countless minutes and hours saying the same things in different ways on the phone, using extra time to research and look up stuff. Where are your goals? What is that person doing while you're doing that? Are they just sitting back Netflix and chilling? They taking a nap? While you're sitting here making their life your mission, you're missing the mission that you have before you, whether it's you by yourself or you with the person that you love. Let them baby birds fall out the nest so they can finally learn how to fly. Vent fin. Later, Martians.